In the heart of a bustling city, where skyscrapers pierced the clouds like silent sentinels, a miracle unfolded that no one saw coming. Picture this, a little girl, once trapped in a world of endless quiet, hears the laughter of her father for the first time, not through machines or money, but through the selfless act of a stranger from the shadows of poverty. But how did it happen? Stick with me through this incredible tale of hope, heartache, and humanity, and by the end, you'll see why miracles aren't reserved for the wealthy. If this story touches your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiring stories that remind us of the power of kindness. Your support keeps these tales alive. Alexander Harrington was a name synonymous with power and fortune. As the CEO of Harrington Enterprises, a tech empire that revolutionized global communications, he had built his life on innovation and unbreakable ambition. His penthouse overlooked the city like a throne, filled with every luxury imaginable, marble floors that echoed with the footsteps of servants, walls adorned with priceless art, and a private theater where symphonies played on demand. But for all his wealth, there was one echo he couldn't buy, the sound of his daughter's voice responding to his own. Emily Harrington was born into this world of opulence on a stormy night 7 years ago, her tiny cries silenced before they could begin. Doctors diagnosed her with profound congenital deafness, a cruel twist that shattered Alexander's perfect life. He had poured millions into specialists, experimental treatments, and cutting-edge cochlear implants, but nothing worked. Emily's world was one of vibrations and visuals, a silent bubble where she communicated through sign language and the gentle touch of her nanny's hand. Alexander watched her play in the garden, her laughter a muted expression on her face, and felt a void deeper than any boardroom defeat. "She's my everything," he'd whisper to himself late at night, staring at the city lights below, "and yet, I can't give her the one thing she needs." Across the city, in the cramped alleys of the forgotten slums, lived Lily Ramirez, a 12-year-old girl with eyes that held the wisdom of someone twice her age. Her home was a single-room shack patched together with corrugated metal and hope, shared with her ailing mother and 2 younger siblings. Lily's father had passed away years ago from a factory accident, leaving her to scavenge the streets for recyclables to sell, all while dreaming of a better life. School was a luxury she attended sporadically, but her mind was a sponge, absorbing knowledge from discarded books and overheard conversations. What set Lily apart was her extraordinary gift, an uncanny ability to understand sound in ways others couldn't. She wasn't just musical, she felt frequencies, vibrations, and rhythms in her bones. In the evenings, she'd hum melodies to her mother, whose chronic illness left her bedridden, using the vibrations from a makeshift drum to soothe her pain. "Music is everywhere, Mama," Lily would say, pressing her hand to the floor to feel the rumble of passing trains. "Even in the silence, there's a song waiting to be heard." But life in the slums was relentless. Hunger gnawed at her family, and medical bills piled up like unanswered prayers. Lily's dreams of becoming a doctor or inventor seemed as distant as the stars she gazed at from her leaky roof. Fate wove their paths together on a crisp autumn day at the city's Central Park, a neutral ground where the rich and poor brushed shoulders without truly seeing each other. Alexander had taken Emily there for a rare outing, hoping the fresh air and colorful leaves might brighten her isolated world. Emily sat on a bench, her small hands signing animatedly to a butterfly that fluttered nearby, her face alight with innocent wonder. Alexander stood watch, his phone buzzing with urgent business calls, his mind divided between empire and family. Nearby, Lily was busking for spare change, her voice a clear, haunting melody as she sang folk songs learned from her grandmother. She played a battered guitar she'd found in a dumpster, its strings vibrating with raw emotion. Passers-by tossed coins into her hat, but Lily's true reward was the way her music made people pause, even if just for a moment. Emily's eyes widened as she felt the ground tremble faintly with the rhythm of Lily's strumming. Intrigued, she toddled over, her nanny trailing behind. Alexander glanced up from his phone, ready to intervene, but something stopped him, the way Emily's face lit up, her hands mimicking the vibrations by clapping softly. Lily noticed the little girl approaching and knelt down, smiling warmly despite the dirt on her cheeks. "Hey there, little one," she said, though she quickly realized Emily couldn't hear. Undeterred, Lily placed Emily's hand on the guitar's body, letting her feel the strings hum. Emily's eyes sparkled with delight, a connection forming in that silent exchange. Alexander watched, his heart stirring. For the first time, his daughter seemed truly engaged with the world beyond her bubble. That chance encounter sparked an unlikely friendship. Alexander, moved by Lily's kindness, offered her a few dollars, but Lily refused, insisting her music was free for those who needed it. Touched, he invited her to visit their home, curious about this street-smart girl who had brought a smile to Emily's face. Lily hesitated, worlds like the Harringtons were foreign to her, but her mother's worsening health pushed her to accept, hoping perhaps for a lead on affordable care. Over the following weeks, Lily became a regular visitor to the penthouse. She taught Emily simple rhythms using household objects, tapping spoons on tables, feeling the bass of a stereo through the floor. Emily, in turn, showed Lily her world of signs and drawings, their bond growing through shared curiosity rather than words. But challenges loomed like storm clouds. Alexander's business rivals whispered about his distractions, pressuring him to focus on a massive merger that could double his fortune. At home, Emily's doctors warned that without a breakthrough, her development might stall, recommending institutional care, a thought that haunted him. For Lily, the visits highlighted the chasm between their lives. Jealousy flickered when she saw Emily's toys and tutors, but it was quickly doused by empathy. Her own family struggled, her mother's cough grew worse, and without medicine, the end seemed near. One night, after a particularly emotional visit where Emily signed "friend" to Lily for the first time, Lily confided in Alexander about her mother's plight. "She's all I have," Lily said, tears welling. Alexander, seeing echoes of his own desperation, quietly arranged for a specialist to treat Lily's mother pro bono, a gesture that deepened their connection. As winter blanketed the city in snow, the true test arrived. Emily's condition took a turn, a rare infection threatened her remaining auditory nerves, and doctors gave a grim prognosis. Without an innovative intervention, she'd lose even the vibrational senses she cherished. Alexander spared no expense, flying in experts from around the world, but they all shook their heads. "It's beyond current science," one said. Devastated, he retreated into work, leaving Emily more isolated than ever. Lily, refusing to give up on her new friend, dove into research using the Harrington's vast library, a privilege she'd never imagined. She pored over books on acoustics, neurology, and even ancient healing practices, her gifted intuition guiding her. One sleepless night, inspiration struck. Remembering how Emily responded to vibrations, Lily sketched a crude device, a wearable harness that amplified specific frequencies through bone conduction, tailored to bypass damaged nerves. It wasn't magic, but to Lily, it felt like one, a blend of science and soul. She built a prototype from scavenged parts, old headphones, wires from junk electronics, and a battery from a discarded toy. This might work, she whispered to herself, testing it on her siblings to feel the hum. With trembling hands, Lily presented it to Alexander. "It's not fancy, but let me try," she pleaded. Skeptical but desperate, he agreed. In the quiet of Emily's room, Lily fitted the device, adjusting dials until the vibrations synced with Emily's unique responses. At first, nothing. Then, as Lily hummed a soft lullaby, Emily's eyes widened. A faint sound pierced her silence, the melody, clear and pure. Tears streamed down her face as she turned to her father, hearing his voice call her name for the first time. "Daddy," she signed, but her lips moved in attempt to mimic the word. The room erupted in joy. Alexander scooped her up, sobbing, while Lily stood back, her heart full. The miracle rippled outward. Doctors studied Lily's invention, refining it into a revolutionary treatment that helped thousands. Alexander funded a foundation in her name, providing scholarships for underprivileged kids with big dreams. Lily's mother recovered, and her family moved to a modest home, free from the slum's grip. Emily and Lily became inseparable, their friendship a bridge between worlds. Alexander learned that true wealth lay in connections, not currency, stepping back from his empire to cherish his family. Years later, as Emily pursued music therapy and Lily innovated in biotech, their story inspired millions. It reminded the world that miracles aren't bought, they're born from empathy, resilience, and the courage to reach across divides. In a noisy world, sometimes the greatest sound is the beat of a compassionate heart. If this tale moved you, remember, like and subscribe to keep these stories coming. Who knows? The next miracle might be yours.